Hello everyone. So we have another problem here called find customer referee. So we have a table here called customer and it has three columns. So the first column represents the ID of a customer. The second column represents their name and the third column represents the ID of the customer who referred them. So what they asked us to do is we have to find the names of the customer that are either referred by any customer who does not have an ID of 2 or they're not referred by any customer. So here is an example of the table and this should be the output. So let's get started. We'll begin by saying select and we want to select the names. The column name is name and we want to select this from the table called customer. Then we have to write the conditions. So we'll use the where clause. So here the two conditions are that the customer cannot be referred by anybody who has an ID of 2. So you can just write referee ID is not equal to 2. So SQL or MySQL supports two not equal operators. So it can be either this one or it can be this one. So this is more common across all the query languages. So I'll just use this one and we can just say 2. So what these two lines of code means is that we want to select all the names from the customer table where referee ID is not equal to 2. So if we look at the example, there are 6 rows and in the output we have Will, Jane, Bill and Jack. So Mark and Alex is not in the output, so they have the referee ID of 2. So we cannot pick any row where the referee ID is 2. So this should work, right? But if we run this, it will actually not work. And it says we have a wrong answer. The problem is that when we're checking for this condition, suppose we're checking it for this row, which has a null value. What it does is it retrieves the referee ID for this row, which is null, and it checks whether it is not equal to 2. So when this condition is checked, it actually does not give us true or false. When a condition is met, it gives us true. When the condition is not met, it gives us false. But in this case, where there's a null value, it does not give us true or false, it gives us unknown. So this is why the null values are not picked up and we actually have to specify a different condition for the null values. So let's go ahead and do that. What we have to do is we have to say or referee ID is null. So what we're saying here is that select name from the customer table where referee ID is not equal to 2 or referee ID is null. So this should work. And yeah, that's how we solve this problem.